ABC just pulled an entire season of The Bachelorette and did it 3 days before its premiere. I know the media is talking about this, but what's different about my video is I've obtained the original 2023 probable cause affidavit, the Herriman police press release, and the Inmate Rap Sheet. I also have a long-form Bachelorette contract from years back to show you exactly what the legal standards are for a lead. Taylor Frankie Paul, a Utah-based influencer who first gained attention through the Mom Talk community and later as a main cast member of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, is one of reality TV's more eventful alumni, shall we say. And listen, this isn't an investigation into her character. It's an investigation into ABC's due diligence. Now, ABC announced her casting in September 2025. The season's been shot, was set to premiere, that is until ABC canceled it. And producers even gave her unprecedented control over the format. They let her break rules no one else could. ABC claims that the reason for the cancellation was a newly surfaced video from her 2023 DV charge. But to me, the real questions are, why did ABC choose this in the first place? And why did they sit on the public record until the public forced their hand? In February of 2026, Draper City Police confirmed they're investigating a new case, domestic assault incident, involving Paul and Dakota Mortensen, who shares a child with her. Both Paul and Mortensen have appeared on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and their relationship has been part of the show's central storyline. In fact, her arrest was a big part of the first season. Taylor Frankie Paul's legal reality is currently in free fall. On March 19th, Mortensen was granted emergency protection, as was Tate Paul, the father of Taylor's other children. Taylor has 0% parent time and has lost custody of all 3 children until the court rules on a permanent order this April 7th. And the morning that Paul left for the Bachelor Mansion, Mortensen was filmed leaving her house. And then the season ended on a pregnancy scare cliffhanger. So when the 2026 investigation opened, the 2023 case snapped right back into the spotlight. But look, this isn't about ABC not being clairvoyant and not predicting what would happen in 2026. All they needed to do, like the bare minimum, was look at the 23 case, which is public, detailed, and still active when they cast her. Herriman PD's February 2023 press release lays out the basics: the arrest, the charges, and the video evidence showing potential felony conduct. If you look at the actual inmate rap sheet, you see the specific codes ABC would have seen in any standard background check or decent internet search: a documented booking and a paper trail. The probable cause affidavit is clinical and blunt. The shouting heard from the street was only the preamble. Once the door opened, officers moved from hearing a verbal argument to witnessing a physical confrontation in real time. The responding officer wrote, quote, "I noted that every time Taylor would raise her hand or arm, Dakota would flinch as if trying to protect himself. The officer claims he actually had to grab her arms and pin them to her sides to stop the immediate aggression." It states that Paul threw heavy metal chairs at Mortensen, chairs that hit with enough force to put holes in the drywall. But the most critical detail is this: one of those chairs reportedly struck her 5-year-old child in the head. The Bachelorette. Officers documented a painful goose egg on the child's scalp and noted that the child was crying and visibly upset when they arrived. They documented injuries, property damage, and identified Paul as the main aggressor. None of this was hidden. All of it was public. And before we even get to the plea of abeyance, do you really think that ABC just found out about this, or that public fallout over a canceled season would drum up enough engagement to actually boost the series? Or does someone at the network hate the network? Anyway, after the 2023 arrest, Paul entered a plea in abeyance, a held guilty plea with conditions. If she completes the terms, the charges reduce to a Class A misdemeanor. If she violates, then the plea becomes a conviction. Violations include positive drug tests, failure to check in, and new criminal offenses. So possibly a February 26th charge. Her supervision reportedly runs until August 2026. So what that means is ABC cast someone, their lead, who's still under court monitoring for a felony-eligible assault charge, with the legal clock still ticking. Between those ironclad clauses and the reported warnings that cast members of Secret Lives gave to their Disney executives weeks ago, it's clear the network didn't lack the information to act. They just waited until the public cared. The earliest Bachelorette contract required full disclosure of any legal issues, background checks, and psychological evaluations. Producers could remove anyone for false or misleading information. The contract's clear on the consequences of bad disclosure. It says, quote, "If any disclosure, representation, or warranty is false or misleading, producer may remove me from the series, and producer may make any explanation, announcement, on air or otherwise. Producer or the network may choose." Documents like these don't get more lenient over time. If anything, they get more finely tuned. If 24 years ago the disclosure rules were this strict, we can be sure that ABC didn't leave a single bad behavior clause to chance in 2026. I mean, especially when the arrest is a big part of the storyline of Secret Lives, right? And as a baseline, the franchise has always expected clean disclosures. These contracts give the network sweeping control over the narrative. Some say Mortensen was framed as a villain on the most recent season's Secret Lives, and editing can shape perception in ways an individual can't necessarily counter. That imbalance matters, especially when one side has a media franchise and machine behind them. A cancellation like this 3 days before airing is almost unheard of. The 2023 public documents were public long before the 2026 investigation, and a plea in abeyance means the legal story isn't finished. And the franchise now faces questions about vetting, disclosure, and risk. So as we watch this play out, remember, none of this is about new events. It's about the moment the public saw the reality of what was already in legal filings. Do you think a major network like ABC missed primary aggressor police report in their background check, or did they think the ratings were worth the risk? Let's talk about it in the comments. If you're still here, then you must have liked the video, and maybe you should subscribe if you're not. And maybe you should check out another video. See you soon.